Morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 16th day of October, 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy today. Hope your family's safe and healthy, and hope the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives, and those that make deliveries for our convenience, as well as those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, the profiteers, and those perverts that create the demands to have these industries finally. Double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Today, last night there was a basketball game at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks took on the Charlotte Hornets in the preseason game. The Tom Thibodeau, as we mentioned yesterday, he might rest his starters, having had a tough game on Sunday against Minnesota, and this being the preseason. So he did. He sat his starters yesterday, and he started the second unit. Precious, Landry Shamet, Jericho Sims, Miles McBride, Deuce, and Cameron Payne started the game. They played terrific, as Tibbs mentioned after the game. Shamet hurt his shoulder. Not sure how serious that is. If it looked serious, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 6-week or more injury. If that's the case, they'll probably keep him. I don't think they cut him because he's going to be valuable come playoff time. But it just means that there's going to be a regular 4-man rotation, because that's generally what Tibbs does. He has a 4-man rotation, and then he'll run with that second unit with one of the starters. Sometimes, as you saw against Minnesota, he had Deuce and Shamet with 3 starters, Cat, OG, and Mikal Bridges. So he has that, usually that's the situation, and he'll sub in the whole 4-man secondary rotation, second part of rotation, and end up having one starter out there. And so he has the ability this year to any one of the 5 starters could be that 5th guy, anyone. And he's going to have different ones on different nights. So a lot of versatility. Precious Achiuwa and Deuce were the stars of the game. Precious, every time he gets extended minutes, every time, just expect a double-double to be posted, because that's what he is, a double-double machine. He's going to get his money come next summer. I'm thinking it'll be a real blessing to get him at the mid-level exception, about $12 million a year. He'll be glad to get that. He'll be in New York. I think we could do that. I'm thinking too far ahead really right now, but I want to keep Precious. I've been wanting to keep Precious. And so he showed himself again last night, 20 points, 16 boards in 34, almost 35 minutes, 6 on the offensive end. Precious was a man among boys, as was Deuce McBride. Didn't even shoot the way he knows. He hasn't shot yet the way he's going to shoot. Deuce going to do his thing. He had 18 last night. He had 5 assists, 7 of 19 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3. But I'm telling you, and 4 of 11 is 36%. That's league average. Deuce is better than that. And the defense, of course, stellar. So I'm excited about our team. Sims played good. Sims played what you expect Sims to play. 20 minutes, 10 boards, 7 points, 5 boards on the offensive end. That's about what you're going to get from Sims. You're going to get that no matter what. Okay, and that's what you want, and that's about the time. I like the time. 20 minutes for Sims, 34 minutes for Precious. Precious won't normally get 34 minutes. I wish he could, but there's just not enough minutes to go around. Some of y'all crying for this one or that one to get minutes. Ain't enough minutes. Tibbs plays 9 guys, and he plays his starters good minutes. What you saw Sunday against Minnesota was more akin to what you can expect from this year's team in the 9-man rotation. But because the starters were sitting, you had Precious playing 34 minutes, and he balled out. Of course, so did Deuce, balled out. So that's just what we expected. The Youngins played good. This was for Tim to see what he got with the Youngins. Colette, Porty, Daddier, they came through. They showed they got something going on. But people getting a little crazy on Twitter, a little bit sick, man. First off, ain't none of these dudes taking nobody's rotation spot. Y'all crazy. No, Sims ain't getting his spot taken by Porty. Not right now. Porty's a rookie. Look here. Some of y'all still don't get it. When you get into the playoffs with Tom Thibodeau, he ain't playing no damn rookie. He needs somebody that knows what he doing out there. Somebody that know his system, know what he expects, and don't make no rookie mistakes. See, he ain't doing that. So this year, these three young men, they all play well. They all got talent. The future is good for the Knicks in 2 years, next year for some of these kids. But don't expect him to break in the rotation this year. And no, Hooper's not taking Sim's spot. Not this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. This year, that's Sim's spot. We trying to get this chip. So they all play good, though. Hooper looked good. Daddy looked good. Kolik looked good. They all look good. Kolik still can't stay in front of his man. Still can't guard a shadow. But I'm very hopeful that by next season, under a year of tutelage in the Knicks culture and system, he'll hopefully be able to stay in front of his man better. Offensively, yes, we know he does all these things offensively, but some of y'all still don't get the memo. This ain't NBA 2K. You win chips here, and you got to play defense to win that chip. Forget all that razzle dazzle, and you want razzle dazzle. Speaking of razzle dazzle, LaMelo Ball is a freaking clown. He can ball. Yeah, he all that, but he ain't winning. He ain't never win no championship when playing like that. Not like that. He need to be more serious, need to get his team. They need to play some defense. They're a long way. This is the Knicks' second unit in the Youngins beating them. That's embarrassing. So anyway, that ain't us. That was us. It ain't us no more though. So I like the Youngins. They played good. Like I said, Hooper looked good. Kolik didn't shoot the ball well, but Kolik was a little nervous. As you expect, he was getting, last night, how many minutes did he get? 24 minutes. He ain't going to get 24 minutes ever during the season unless it's the G League. So he was a little nervous on the garden floor, 24 minutes. You expect the young man to be a little nervous. 2 of 9. But overall, 7 points, 8 boards, 9 assists. Very nice. Very nice. Only, when did he turn over? Did he have a turnover? The boy, he had 2 turnovers. He was good, man. He was pretty good. So I think he's going to be, somebody again for the future. Him, Hooper, Daddy, that's future. Daddy, nice jumper. Still needs work on his defense. Nice jumper. He's learning though he said he's really being mentored by Mikal Bridges. That is huge. Mikal Bridges can play this game at a high level in the NBA. So Daddy A's future looks bright. He's only 19, so I'm expecting him to come along, in 2 years. What you don't want to do, brethren, is you don't want to try to push rookies too fast if you can avoid it. You want to develop rookies, and that's why you got the G League. You got practice. You develop them. And you bring them along slowly as they're ready, like little children. You don't push them real fast and have them try, like Kevin Knox, try to grow up too fast. Or, when you're on a team like Detroit, you have to grow up too fast. You don't want that. You want them to be able to develop along your system. And these 3 kids going to be good. They're going to be good for us. And, Kolik and Hooper might push for rotation minutes next year. I'm going to give Daddy 2 years, though. 2 years to really push for rotation minutes, about 2 years. In his third season, he'll be pushing for rotation minutes. And all of them have a great promise. So that's what they showed yesterday. TJ Warren is past his prime. Against a team like Charlotte, he might look all right, but he's not the TJ Warren that was lighting it up in Phoenix, when he first made a name for himself. But he'd be a good vet to keep around. I don't know who they're going to cut. I think they got to cut one guy. Unfortunately, Okeke didn't even play yesterday. This is like the 3rd preseason game. He got no minutes. I expect him to get something. He got a little bit of minutes, but he ain't the other night. But I think it was the first game, but he ain't play yesterday. So he's on the bubble, So they got to cut one guy because I think they're going to convert Hooper to a regular NBA contract, and then keep the other 2 guys, Daddy and McCullough, on the 2-way deals. That's what I think is going to happen, and they should. Ariel Hooper will benefit from practicing with Cat, practicing with Precious, practicing with Sims, and of course getting the G League minutes. So that'll be good for the young man. It'll be good for him. So I like our future with these guys, and I like our present with our guys that we have now. So your 9-man rotation, aside from your stars, are going to be Achiuwa, Sims, McBride, and Payne. That's very good. They're all, Payne is just as disruptive as Tibbs described him. We know Deuce is the leader of Mob Deep. And now Precious is, as I thought, he's hungry. He's in that $6 million deal. He's not guaranteed not to get traded, and he's got to get a new deal next year. I think the likelihood of him getting traded is small, though. I don't know anybody out there, even Walker Kessler, that I would take over Precious Achiuwa. Every time he gets an opportunity, he shines. Every time, okay? And he plays like he wants that next contract. So he's going to be big for the Knicks this year, and especially come playoff time, just like he was last year. Last year, he showed out, when he got opportunity. And it seemed like if it's the bigger the player, like if it's Paolo Banchero, he going to come to play. I mean, Pressure's going to come to play, okay? And so I like that. So, we can depend on him. I think he's going to be good to go. So with our team, we ready. We got Washington on Friday. That's the last preseason game. Again, I'm expecting the starters to play limited minutes. They're not going to play heavy minutes against Washington Wizards in the last preseason game. They're going to play limited minutes, and then you're going to see a lot more of the second unit. And then you might see some of the kids, on Friday again. You might see some kids, some of these Tyler's, Colex, Hope Parties, and Daddies, which is good. They get some good experience against another scrubby team. So I think that's the last preseason game before the regular seasons. And next Tuesday? Yeah, a week from yesterday. Next Tuesday night, it's going to be Boston against the Knicks. Next Tuesday night, it's going to be Boston against the Knicks. So, it's on now, and we ready. Okay, and so the Knicks are ready to go. I'm sorry about Shamet. Like I said, that looks like a pretty serious shoulder injury. I don't know if it's separated shoulder, dislocated shoulder, but he did something to his shoulder where he had to leave like immediately. He had to go right to the locker room. It looked like a 6-week situation to me. Like usually those are 6 weeks. I hope that's all it is. I hope that's all it is. That really he can come back, within 6 weeks. If he comes back within 6 weeks, he'll be back in early December. We're going to need that guy for the playoffs. We're really going to need him. He's a better version of Bodega 44 because Shamet plays defense. He's not as big as Bodega 44, but he plays defense. So we're going to need him. And Tibbs likes him. He likes that 3-guard lineup, okay, with Deuce and Payne with Shamet. So later on in the season, we're going to need him. So I'm hoping it's just something that he can come back from in 6 weeks. If it's shorter than that, that's even better news. I'm just hoping it's not a season-ending injury for Shamet. But we'll find out today. They'll give us the report. Meantime, we ready. The Knicks are ready. Listen, y'all, don't have the attitude that we need to worry about anybody. I'm going to tell you, all the teams in the East are worried about the Knicks. And you know what? They need to be. You all enjoy your Wednesday. So